Hey everyone, Richard Payne here from Halifax Homes and Lifestyles at eXp Realty, and we are out enjoying a little bit of the sunshine because what I have here, this wonderful little piece of paper, is the real estate stats for July, because you know that we want to stay on top of the market and find out what's going on. So stay tuned because we have got all the details for you coming right up. Hey everyone, so what did go on in July? And if you want to keep the video really short, I can kind of just say one thing to you, which is Halifax market is incredibly hot. There you go, we're done, finished, stop the video right now and we can move on with the rest of the day. But for the rest of you, and I know that's pretty much everybody, you're going to know the same thing that we always do, which is, well, what really is going on? Like, tell us a bit more detail, give us the lowdown and tell us what's happening. So right here on this little piece of paper, there's all the notes on there that we've got to give you the details. So right now we're in a place called the Wolf Park in Bedford because, hey, it's nice, sunny, and the weather's lovely. So why sit inside an office and do the video when I can come out and do this? So let's see what's going on. So average selling price for Halifax inside the HRM for the first time in 8 years of me doing stats video pretty much every single month, topped 400,000. $404,873 is the average selling price for all of the properties inside of HRM. Like, that's unheard of. Like, Halifax is normally a like 330, 340, and it has been creeping up for definite. But what we've seen this time is that we actually broke the $400,000 barrier. Now, the listing price was just a smidge over $400,000. So that made the sale to listing price 100.1%. Now, even if we took out all the new builds, which are always 100%, we were still way over in terms of like sale to listing price. And that's just, like I said at the start of this video, that's really what's going on here in Halifax. We have an incredibly hot market. We have pent up demand for basically all the properties that are actually going up for sale right now inside of HRM, because we just have the people moving here, but the sellers are not necessarily seeing what they want to buy, so they're not listing their properties. Because they're not listing the properties, we have a lack of demand on the other side. Lack of supply, with a ton of demand means prices go up and it gets incredibly tight. So we are absolutely talking now with a lot of our buyers to make sure that they fully understand what a multiple offer situation is going to be like, because there is definitely some planning involved, and there's some videos that we'll do to give you some of the strategies to help you out in those areas as well. So let's look at some other numbers. So days on market, 40. 40 days on market is how long it takes to sell your house here in average in HRM. Some houses, 1 day. Other houses, I think we're looking at, like, for instance, the Fall River market, 111 days on average. So like, it's across the board, but on average, we're down to 40. We sold 735 homes. We only have 922 active right now, which means we are at 1.3 months of inventory, which is seller's market. Like I said, start of the video, seller's market, market's incredibly hot. Like, that's as much as you really need to know. Now, what we did also look at is, compared to last year, we are up 23% on how many houses that we actually sold this month compared to this month last year. What else we got? Price is up 22% on this time last year and up 4.4% on last month as well. So you can see the trend is kind of in an upward direction. What else have we got here? Sale to new listing ratio. Takes a while sometimes, you've got to look at the notes. Sale to new listing ratio is 95%. So we sold 735, we listed brand new homes to the market was 775. So we more or less sold everything that came on the market. It wasn't the ones that came on the market, some cases it was, but the majority means that we basically are keeping that inventory low because everything that goes on, the same amount of houses that are selling. So keeps the average basically up like just about a month. So that's where we're at right now, which is incredible for Halifax. Let's look at a few areas. So the hottest market, the number one market, is Bedford. Now, inside of Bedford, they sold 73 homes, but 24 of those homes were brand new builds. So really, you're down to 24, 73, you're down to about 49 homes really, are the actual houses that sell, which is still obviously putting it in the top. Number two was Spryfield, but here's the interesting thing is Spryfield. 66 homes were sold. 49 of those were Governor's Brook brand new builds. So 2/3 of all the homes in Spryfield, that are selling are actually brand new builds. So they're selling for 100% of the purchase price. And then number 3, we're into Sackville, which is much more of our starter kind of market. But having said that, starter market, the average price in Sackville was actually $292,000. So not so much of a starter market down there. Average price in Bedford was up at $504,000. And then in Spryfield, we're at $321,000. So that gives you an idea that some of the newer builds that are coming on there are obviously at the lower price points, as well as then there was a few other ones. Now, in terms of average price, let's have a look at Halifax South, because this is the strange part. Halifax South, the average price was over $1 million. So $1,019,000 with 3 houses that were over $1 million that actually sold. But interestingly, the amount of inventory puts it at the highest amount of inventory. So 5.6 months of inventory, yet we got an average price point of over $1 million. So you can see that, like, basically houses are selling there, but it's just the fluke probably this month with that many houses selling for over $1 million that it actually made the average higher. Now, in terms of who's the slowest market, well, that actually comes down to my area, Fall River. So 111 days on average, but because it's Fall River, I had to check that out. And I stripped out some of the builder new builds that have actually been on the market for like 292, 364 days, because when they go on the market, they just put them on and they don't really care about actually selling. They know that that property will sell. It's just a question of when somebody comes and says they want to buy the house on that area, then the house goes conditional and then it's 6 months to build. So when I did that, we were back down to about 42 days on market. So we're good. Fall River's good. So those are the stats. Now, if you have any questions about what's going on here in Halifax, by all means, the details will be popping up all over the place. You can get a hold of me and we'll have that conversation and we'll give you some advice of what's going on. But like I said at the beginning, it's crazy seller's market right now, very hot, multiple bids, going over asking. So just be prepared for that and we'll take great care of you.